And we're live. What's up, fam?
Hey, Jay. You know.
Hi, lads.
Dave got his party shirt on, man. Love it.
Yeah, Dave's ready to rage. Tropical Storm Dave.
Dad
You
had
guys are
party
doing
shirt.
all this. You guys are doing all this promo with tropical vibes. I thought we were kind of doing a bit together, and it turns out I'm just here like a goon in my denim Hawaiian shirt, guys.
I know I feel like this is like peak sweatshirt weather right now for me. Just like turn the AC down and pretend like it's fallout with this rain.
It's been kind of tight today with the weather like this, man.
No, I totally disagree. This has been hell.
If you're stuck inside, you might as well be stuck inside when it's pouring rain all day. You know?
I know, but when it's like sunny, at least you have the option to like go to like the park where there's like nobody and go like sit down there and at least like get out of your place. Today I was just like, well, I can't do anything. Just sitting here.
I don't know, man. It's got me feeling flirty. I'm loving it.
Ooh. Take your shirt off.
It's too early for that.
I'll tell you this. One person that does not like this weather is my dog, Randy. You guys have met Randy. He is a big fan of going outdoors. And let me tell you, our backyard has about, as puddles, I would say some as deep as like 2 inches. He just goes out there, does his business, and sprints back in. He hates it.
Dave, every time I hear the word puddles, it reminds me of that blackjack dealer in Lake Charles. Remember that one?
Yeah, why don't you tell a story?
We've told it on the pod before, haven't we? Haven't we? That was a question. I think we have. Anyway,
I don't know.
It was actually for Ross's. It was Ross's bachelor party. We were in Vegas, not Vegas, Lake Charles, at the casino there.
Same thing.
And, same thing, pretty much. And this dealer was just flirting with all of us, whatever. And she went on to inform me that she could. Well, this is dirty, but she could get me off, and to make it like emphatic, she said, puddles, like right to my face. I was like, calm down, woman. This just seems super. I'm just trying to bet $5 hands over here. Calm down, lady. It was funny.
Wasn't that blackjack table weirdly in the middle of the bar?
It was right behind, like right behind the bar. Yeah. Did
Brett get sunburned today when it was like raining out literally all day?
No, I did yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for your boy. It was a beautiful day outside, and Caroline has this like SPF moisturizer that's 30, and I thought you put that you put that on once and you're good. Oh no.
How are you so bad at this?
That's a double up moisturizer over the course of the afternoon. So yeah, these right here is feeling it.
What are we gonna do with you?
I'll tell you what you guys are going to do. Huge night tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Instant Pot Corral Brands air fryer.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you get to fry the air like Dave Ruff and Dylan and Will, and not me? By the end of the night, somebody's frying air.
Someone's walking away with an air fryer tonight.
We have 8 submissions and a celebrity guest. To be honest with you, so. Multiple celebrity guests tonight, but we have a celebrity guest for that period of time. Okay. We'll do it in about 15 minutes, but happy to be here.
So that guest,
what are we drinking?
Is going to help us decide the winner then. That's exciting.
Oh, hey, so you got Guy Fieri.
Fieri.
Dylan,
are you watching the baseball on ESPN right now or what?
Yeah, it's the 2001 World Series. D-backs at Yankees. I don't know which game this is. Game 4. Yeah.
Ooh. Are you at the part where Luis Gonzalez tears hearts out yet or no?
That wasn't game
not
4,
quite there yet.
Post 9/11.
Oh, Craig Counsell bad. Oh man, get out.
Craig Counsell. Yeah, this is the Craig Counsell era. Oh my God.
All-time bad stand.
Guys, not to bring the room down, but can you guys just acknowledge that this is the first World Series post 9/11?
We can acknowledge that.
Wow. I'm ready to acknowledge that. Yeah.
The clip of W throwing out the first pitch is just an all-time YouTube clip. All time.
Oh, if you don't get chills from that, then you're not an American.
No, it's just the best.
Can you imagine grooving one like that? I mean,
it was a perfect strike.
Just just hummed it in there.
Now watch this drive.
He was warming up in the batting cages, like down below the clubhouse. You know that, like
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah,
Who
Dylan,
does
how
that?
far do you hit? How far do you hit George W. Bush's fastball?
Yeah, you taking him yard?
I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. He threw it like what was it, like 58 right down the heart of the plate. Yeah, of course.
See, I'm just putting that in the gap. It's only a double for your boy though. I can't huff.
You're just gonna slap that one down the line.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope to go a little oppo with it. We'll see.
Will's a slap hitter.
Yeah.
Man, what are we drinking on here, Yang?
Well, I have a nice Bordeaux, and a giant glass of water. Ooh,
Is that a Sing Tao?
baby?
It is indeed.
I'm drinking a cheap cab, bottom shelf cab, and it's doing the trick. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. This is a homemade cosmopolitan, Will.
Okay, I was gonna say, why I don't see a giant piece of fruit in front of you that you're eating or drinking something out of. So
No. This is just a homemade Cosmo. Shouts to the Caroline's homemade recipe. It's fantastic, and it gets you one of these, and you're good for the night. So
It's somehow less red than your face.
I want to address Sophia real quick. No, we had a ton of submissions, but we narrowed it down to 8 really, really good ones. Thank you for asking, Sophia.
And here's the deal. Before the comments get mad at me, I was going through them. We had literally hundreds of submissions. So shouts to the backers there. We have some unbelievable chefs in the community here. And so I want to shouts to everybody who submitted. And what I did was each dish has a category. So I'm not going to put like 2 very similarly done steaks in the, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm worried the wheels are going to come off for Brett tonight. I'm worried that Brett's hot streak on the live streams is going to come to an end, and the unraveling of him is going to be the air fryer giveaway.
Oh no! Wait, has Randy gotten access to the StreamYard?
Yes,
Randy.
the dog.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's the one who's going to be putting the photos up, right? Or are you doing
me.
that? Brett?
I'm going real time.
Brett's real time,
man.
and I'm very worried about
Why
it.
do you think I'm so red, Dave? There's a lot behind the scenes here.
I think it's because you have a glaring lack of SPF when you go outside.
Also, lack of melanin in my skin, but that's another day.
You can take gummies for that, but they make you really tired.
No, that's different. It's melatonin.
No, that's what I said.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You silly bitch.
I think something
This is
big
silly.
happened in the game.
What's the point of life?
What's the point? Who came up with shirts?
Oh no, I just think like it's weird that people would want to put pants on and stuff.
Yeah, why can't you just go to board meetings with no shirt on? It doesn't make sense.
I would love to hear him break down user submitted content, especially specifically foods. I want to hear his take on like just some guy's ribs, because I bet Connor would have some introspective things to say about the barbecue and whatnot.
Yeah, probably. I would like to see his everyday diet, if I'm being honest.
I don't hate this comment.
That's funny, but do you really think Willmon has a doorman?
No.
I'm the doorman.
There it is.
Dormont.
Dormont. That's good.
Dave, what's the logo on your hat?
It's this really nice course, Sanibel Island Golf Club. Honestly, not the nicest course, but very fun.
We had a blast. Like, I don't care what anyone says. That course is fun. And anytime you can play in like baggies and like a moisture wicking tee, I'm down for that.
I didn't cop that invite, but I'm glad you guys had a good time out there.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, some boner in the comments just said this is a good Will shirt.
Oh, if he only knew.
If he only knew. And I'm sorry. That comment was bonerific. You're probably a nice guy. I would buy you a beer one day. Sorry.
Rand, I don't know if you guys can see in the green room. Randy's got something cooking up here.
So Randy, I don't know if I can talk. I know what Randy's been doing, but I don't know if I can talk about what Randy's been doing, because I don't know if I will ruin something for somebody.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think we should explore this too far.
Fine, I'll drop it. I will drop it.
I don't want to ruin anyone's party.
Our first guest is due here any minute.
Oh no.
He's not here yet.
I'm waiting for the day we get ghosted. Is that going to happen?
How have we not been ghosted?
It's kind of amazing, honestly, for how many times we've gotten ghosted. Not ghosted, but just like how many times interviews fall through on podcasts. It's amazing that every guest has pretty much shown up except for like one or two, and Brett's found a replacement like immediately.
AKA just be like run back Mike Gola Jr. whenever we need to.
What everyone have for dinner? Dave, you had ramen.
I had ramen, not homemade. Went and purchased it. Shout out Tatsuya. Very good. Very dope. Great recommendation.
Dylan, what'd you have?
What do we get? I made a smoothie, man. Look, this thing starts right in the middle of dinner time. It's either eat at 6:15 or eat at 8:15, and
you're right.
It doesn't work. I have to I end up scrambling for food, and it's not fun, man. So I don't know, make fun of me, whatever. Fuck y'all.
This truly is at the worst part or worst time for like if you're trying to make dinner as one of the people on this actual thing. Because I hate eating that early.
Yeah.
I had mac and cheese with bacon in it though. After that mac and cheese conversation today on Patreon, patreon.com/circlingbackpodcast, I just got really horned up for mac and cheese. And so sure enough, Sally made it happen. It was great.
What kind of
talked about ramen, which Dave had, but we were talking about top ramen before, so Dave actually had the real shit.
What were you asking?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of comments going on right now. They're saying that they want John B. They want Starrett Cameron. I get it. And I would love to have them on. I have a direct connection to John B., a.k.a. Chase Stokes. But I don't think you guys know him. So it wouldn't be fun to have an Outer Banks character on the live stream.
Johnny B was actually a character from Gone in 60 Seconds.
I thought you meant John B., the bass player for Limp Bizkit.
Okay. On that note, guys, he's in the green room. Our first guest.
John B.
No, John B's not here, unfortunately.
Ah, fuck.
He's, I think he has more Twitter followers than John B, though. Not as many Instagram followers. But you may know him from CBS Sports. He does a newsletter that's critically acclaimed. Our guy from Boston, Pete Blackburn, in the building. Welcome, Pete.
All right.
Hi, Pete.
What's up, man?
Welcome.
How you doing?
How's it going? What have I walked into here?
Pete, I don't know. Well,
I don't
first
know.
of all, what are you sipping on? Let's start with that.
Just classic Miller High Life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
That's a champagne of beers, man.
Sure is.
Pete's cooler than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got serious edge to it. Like me sitting here drinking like red wine isn't exactly like the epitome of edgy. Kind of jealous right now.
I mean, it's cheaper. I mean, I don't know. I had a nice little Heffenweizen over the weekend that I smoked. I don't know if you guys have been to Epcot, but there was like some brand of beer that I had at Epcot, and it was incredible. And I had to search it out, and I finally found it this weekend. And so I smoked one of those this weekend.
I heard Epcot's just like really fun for adults these days. I haven't been since I was in 5th grade, and I kind of want to go make it up an excuse to go to Epcot at this point.
Maybe not at this exact point, but
yeah, I think I might wait out a little bit.
Speaking of Pete, how are you doing? What's the deal? Pete spent some time in Austin in December. We had a good time at what's the LSU bar on 6th?
Lavaca Street.
No, Rustic Tap.
Oh,
the open one.
Lavaca Street and LSU bar. Am I wrong about that?
They both are
I
LSU
think
bars.
you're right, and so is what's the place? Shoal Creek Saloon on Lamar is also an LSU. There's a ton of LSU bars in Austin. Wow.
You're burying the lead. Why did we not?
Yeah.
Brett, what's your problem? You can't invite us?
No, you guys were doing
Friends,
something.
man.
It was Pete and his buddy and his girlfriend, Ellen, who's she's the best. And then we were just having a good time. I think you were actually doing something, like, honestly. So, but we also shut down Dirty Bills that night, Pete. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh,
I mean, I sure do remember that. I thought that's where you were going first. I forgot the first place that we went to because Dirty Bills was so fun. Like, that was the headliner.
Well, it always ends up at Dirty Bills, man. That's just the spot.
I mean, as somebody who loves like just a weird, gross time, that place was my shit.
it's the least COVID-friendly bar in Austin.
I would imagine so, yeah.
High transmission rate, you have to think.
Well, Pete, I didn't want we didn't warn you about this at all. Thank you for coming on. But you are about to be one of our, actually our first celebrity guest of Chopped, the Willmon's Circling Back edition.
There's so much to unpack there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't
I
even
don't know
lot.
where they
What
can begin that.
you're about to have to do. We're about to rate the dinners of numerous listeners who have submitted their dinners, and the winner of this gets a brand new air fryer sent directly to their home.
Wow, that's pretty fucking sweet. Hell yeah.
Can I ask a question that I probably should ask before we even did the pod? Did we do this when Pete was on for any specific reason, or like it just happened like luck of the draw? He gets to look at some damn meals.
100% luck of the draw. So I'm really relying on Pete's critical eye here to be extremely and probably over the top judgmental on these dinners here.
Oh, hell
For
yeah.
sure. It definitely had nothing to do with me being on because my last like 3 or 4 meals have just been like 2 hot dogs and 3 Miller High Lives. So not exactly
Dylan,
a connoisseur of taste.
The guy above you with the stash had a smoothie for dinner. So
Don't feel too bad about what you're doing.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, Pete, what'd you have for dinner real quick while we have you?
Me?
Yeah.
This is it.
oh, hell yeah.
Good man. Well, guys, so this is our first ever Willmon's Chopped Circling Back edition. Here we go. We're gonna go. We have 8 dishes tonight.
Okay.
The winner gets an air fryer. So first, with the breaded bone-in lamb chops with asparagus fries and a homemade balsamic mayo glaze on the Traeger, we have our guy Colton.
Okay.
Mayo glaze sounds like something I'm not totally familiar with.
But
But
how exactly is the scoring system working here? We just do like 1 through 10. How's it going to work?
There's no scoring system. You guys are going to deliberate live on air after we show all the pictures and decide immediately is the plan.
okay.
We
I've
have
seen
12
enough.
The plate presentation is not fantastic, but it looks delicious.
Yeah, it looks great. I just don't know if it has the chops, no pun intended, to
There's
make
literally lamb chops.
yeah. I'm just not sure this has the legs to get there.
What's that on the what is that, asparagus? What's that like? Is that the glaze?
The glaze is bothering me as well.
Yeah, it's a little goopy.
Yeah, it looks like peanut butter, and that just grosses
Yeah,
me out.
definitely for sure it looks like peanut butter.
It's like the peanut butter after you put it on an English muffin and it gets warm and runny. That's kind of what that's doing here. I might tank this entire submission, unfortunately.
A beer can has a great label. I'll give it that. It doesn't count toward the food, but it is a great can.
Is that Kona Light? I didn't even know that existed.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I think
you
it
gotta think
is.
those things.
Yeah, I think that is light. I thought it might have said lime, but I think you're right. It said light.
This is just going to be just critical on everybody. So I apologize to all of our listeners.
We thank you for your submission.
Thank you. Yeah, and there's hundreds of submissions here, and I want to be fair. There were so many good ones. I had to pare it down, literally 45 minutes ago. So our next submission comes from Will. His fiance told him, not Will DeFreeze, Will Drummond. His fiance told him he's never allowed to fry fish again unless he takes home the air fryer. He needs our help. Fish tacos with homemade tortillas and homemade tamales, guys.
Wow.
Here's the presentation.
Okay.
Ooh.
See,
All right.
now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Homemade tortillas.
Are those tamales that see in the corner, or is that
Correct.
wrapped
Yeah.
silverware?
Tamales.
Oh, yeah. See, this is leading the clubhouse for me right now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks legit.
And he's got Topo Chico, and like that drink looks nice. All of this looks pretty spectacular.
I
Are
bet I
we-
know what that drink is.
It looks like they're at a restaurant.
Yeah,
doesn't
are
it?
we sure they're not at a restaurant?
Outside-
That squirt bottle is very suspicious.
So is Will getting points docked for a potential restaurant situation here, or is he
All
just
That's
No,
part of
that-
the analysis.
That Tupperware is clearly from someone's house, so it is a house.
Yeah, but how many people have those tortilla containers that you can see at the bottom of the screen?
You can cop those pretty easily.
Okay, I just don't own one, so I'm not familiar with how many people.
Yeah.
Pete? What's your
this looks
level?
awesome.
What's your level of like Mexican food? Like what's your intake level? Because I was trying to tell these guys the Northeast doesn't really have Mexican all the time.
Not all the time, but I mean, whenever I can find it, like I found a place that was near my my new apartment, and ever since like finding that spot, like can't go more than 2 or 3 weeks without hitting it. So like not all the time, but regularly if you're into it, I would say.
Okay. Hey guys, next submission here from Metro Bloomin' Onion. A fajita plate
That's pretty
with
funny.
Modelo's and limes. Hashtag Sizzle Squad. Dave, this one's for you, man. I'm putting it on a tee.
Okay.
Oh, the lime on top of the Modelo is hitting different right now in this photo. I know
It's
we're
a
not
big lime.
That's a
big
huge lime.
They're
for
not
a can.
at the mouthpiece.
I gotta say, I'm bothered by the size of that lime.
It's
just
like an orange. It's like they spray painted an orange or something.
Even
It's
worse,
taking-
look at the size of the lime on the beer versus the size of the lime on the plate. Those should 100% be switched.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're right. The lime is spilling out over the edge of the beer, man. It's a big boy.
I got to compliment. I don't mean to get H on the live stream, but the young lady pictured has got very good posture. She's sitting all proper.
She does, yeah.
Her plants behind her are fucking toast, but like we'll disregard that.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happened?
Quarantine plants.
Might be time to pivot to some succulents.
Yep. Maybe go fake. Just go on something and just get some fake plastic plants.
I'm sticking with fish tacos for now.
It's tough
Me too.
draw for that person to come
Hey.
after the fish tacos.
Yeah.
It's real tough.
Someone just called me out for the squirt bottles costing $1. Like, yeah, but like, do you guys have
Nope.
squirt bottles of condiments in your house?
They also had that like the smasher thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the masher.
Yeah.
Like a pestle and mortar?
Yes. Yeah. That's what it is. They had one of those. Who has one of those at their house?
Well,
yeah, whoever
the
the-
Someone who knows what they're doing, I guess.
Right.
He probably has a
Guys.
top hat and a monocle as well.
Yeah, we're a pharmacist.
This next dish is the only brunch submission. So I was excited about this one. Switched up a little bit. This comes from Andrew. He's doing brunch with homemade quiche and cinnamon rolls. Look at this, Will. This is right up your alley.
It is, but quiche doesn't do much for your boy's stomach. I'm usually a little nauseated after eating that many eggs.
I'm a little annoyed that the cinnamon rolls are out of focus and the quiche is the center of attention here.
I
I
would
was
like
going
to
to say, try not to be persuaded by the portrait mode photograph.
This looks good though.
It does look good. Yeah.
Do we have any info on whether or not it's a homemade crust?
It's homemade quiche. You got to think the crust is up for debate. I'm not sure. I can't tell off the top.
Okay.
But you got to think that Tito's was used for mimosas or mimos, as we call them.
That looks like Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah,
it's
that's
next to some Bloody Mary mix for sure. So they know how to party, which is fun.
Honestly, this entire photo is giving me acid reflux. So sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. Okay, next up, guys.
Hey, Brett, can I interject?
Sure.
Can I? So that was that the brunch thing reminded me. Pete, you have the Listen to Brunch podcast, correct?
Correct.
I noted that you have a line in your bio that says the original bad boys of podcasting.
Wow.
Got to say, man, we kind of thought we were the bad boys of
Wow.
podcasts. You seem like a good dude. I want to know like when you guys trademarked that and find out if we've been biting y'all's style this whole time.
I believe we started the podcast in like 2015, and we immediately, right off the bat, we were like, we're the bad boys. And then like Pardon My Take came along, and they somehow like they were like, we're the bad boys of podcasting. And so then we had to pivot to, we were the original bad boys of podcasting.
Okay.
Dave, to be fair, we were originally the bad boys of small size podcasts. Small
Yeah,
podcasts,
that's right.
I believe is the how it went. So we still have that claim.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Find out.
the original bad boy of small podcasters, small boy podcasters.
Okay. Give it to you.
It's public domain now. It's all good.
Let's go to the next one, right?
Yeah,
Next
that's
submission, guys. This is my favorite in terms of I'm not going to say it looks the best, but if I had one option to eat all of these, I think this is my guy. We have a cast iron mac and cheese here, gang. Submitted by our friend John with bacon on top, 4 other cheeses to go with the breadcrumbs. What do you think of the cast iron mac and cheese?
I got to just come in hot. That bacon needs to be chopped up a little bit smaller. Those are large chunks of bacon.
I don't mind that personally.
I think it would be the bacon would be too distracting, I think, in like the eating process. Like it needs to be I think it needs to be diced and minced a little bit more in the mac and cheese.
Do we think this is a side dish or is this like the main dish here?
That's
Because
amazing.
I can't get behind just macaroni as my main dish. I just can't do it.
Well, that's about 15,000 calories, so I hope it's the main dish.
I get where he's coming from though. Like I don't want to eat macaroni as my main source of meal. Like that macaroni to me is like the pepperoni of like deli meats. You never just want to eat pepperoni.
That's a really good take.
Do you mind if we copy that quote, Pete, and put it on like something that we sell
for
to
me.
our audience?
That's ours.
I was saving it for later, but you can have this
It's
one.
hard now.
Will, this
guy.
next one, this next one's for you. Actually, somebody had ramen tatsuya tonight. I forgot who, but we have a ramen dish.
Oh,
Our friend Juliet made ramen with a soft-boiled egg, bok choy, possibly, and all she says she's missing is some air-fried pork belly. This is Juliet going with a ramen dish.
well,
Can I tell you what I like?
Simplicity.
I like the consistency of the egg. I like that she's using reusable chopsticks. I'm digging the vibe of the bowl. This is leader in the clubhouse for me right now, Juliet.
Wow.
I'm very into this for sure.
Yeah.
it looks fantastic.
The only thing that bothers me is that the bowl doesn't look deep enough.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's a good
That's
point.
a good observation, and that matters.
It's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything else looks awesome.
I mean,
the bok
would
choy
eat
is a great inclusion into this dish.
Is that kimchi as well?
There's definitely some kimchi up in there.
It's hard to say.
Oh, hella probiotics, dude. Her gut bacteria is going to be on
She was.
fire.
And you can tell she just kind of Emerald Lagasse the sesame seeds afterwards, like bang.
He knows how to present.
Like what? Bang!
It's a she, Dylan. So Juliet.
She knows how to present. Sorry, Julia.
We have two more submissions, guys.
Okay.
Our friend Roth in Wyoming, representing the grill portion. He went steak, shrimp, asparagus, potato on the charcoal. What do we think?
He's smocking, he
Feeding
says.
he's feeding the whole neighborhood, man. Look at all that.
That's
Yeah,
a
chill,
lot.
dog. This is all American stuff. I mean, I can't talk shit about this. This is just this is a barbecue I would like to roll up on with a 6-pack of beer.
I want to see the finished product though.
That's
This
what I was gonna say. Like it feels like a weird time to take the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need an after pick before I can fully judge.
Plus, everybody knows if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So
Wow.
It's so
And
true.
guys,
So true.
here's the thing. Dave, go ahead. Sorry.
no, nothing. You got it.
Well, I was going to introduce our last guest, or excuse me, our last dish. But
Okay.
if you had a point on Roth's spread, I was going to give you the floor.
No, I echo the sentiments Dylan had. I mean, I would love to see how the steak turned out. That's it.
That's fair.
I want to see a gut shot of that steak cut open.
Want to see the guts?
The term gut shot really bothers me.
Yeah,
Me
same.
too. It's not good.
Just in any context, I don't want to hear those words ever.
Yeah.
Our last dish of the night. Our friend Wing, only name I could find, he went out and shot a turkey
Oof.
and then fried up turkey nuggets based on the turkey he shot.
Man.
Ooh,
This is manly as hell.
Okay.
sustainable.
I mean, without the first picture, it does a lot. Without that, I'm going to say no way. But he's got the full gamut here. We see the turkey, right after it got, and then the finished product. Well played.
Has anyone eaten
Amazing.
turkey nuggets before? Do we know if turkey nuggets taste good?
Never heard of it.
No idea. I have 2 points to make here. This is the only one with a foot pick in it, so you might want to give him 2 points there.
True.
That is hot.
But also, if he deep fried them, what does he need the air fryer for?
Oh,
I was
Damn.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
wow.
it's true.
Guys, do we want to see any dishes again? Just to make sure here.
I got
I'm ready.
I
Can
got
I
a
point out? Can I-
right here.
Did you notice the dipping sauce right above the turkey nugs? Was that like a sweet and sour?
It
That
looks
Polynesian, maybe?
Sour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Points for that because that's a classic sauce.
But is it homemade?
Hard
How
to
do you
say.
even make sweet and sour homemade? I don't even know
No one
what
knows.
goes
That's
into
the thing.
that.
no one knows.
No one knows
2
that's
parts
me.
sweet, 1 part sour.
Just mystery goop.
It actually comes out of trees, and you have to put little things into the trees, and it just drips into it.
Wow, I did not know that.
Quite interesting.
I'm ready to cast my vote. folks.
Everybody have their vote.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, Dylan, go ahead.
I am going fish tacos.
Wow, let's put that back on the screen.
It looked delicious. The presentation is bomb. If I were to sit down at any one of these tables and enjoy the food, I'm sitting at this one.
Okay, Will?
I'm going with Juliet and the ramen.
That's a good decision. Look at that. That's
big
solid.
ramen kick right now for you.
Yeah, you know your boy. I rep ramen all the time. I just love this stuff, and just seeing people do it homemade, that's gutsier than I am. So I just, I'm just gonna go with it.
Pete Blackburn.
I think the degree of difficulty is probably higher on the ramen, but just in terms of like an overall package, the fish tacos are more impressive to me. I think there are more moving parts, especially because the tortillas are homemade and like the presentation's great. So I'm gonna go with fish tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Ruff.
I see that margarita in the mason jar up there too, by the way. That's not getting past me.
Brett, you sure you want me to cast? You could put it all on me if you want.
The onus?
Dave, the hammer belongs to you.
Wants that onus.
The onus is on you.
I just really, really like the fish tacos.
Oh,
wow. It's just this is my scene. Like I want to be. I would like to go have dinner with these people, assuming that they're nice and presentable people.
The Topo Chico up there too. I mean, the whole thing just looks fantastic.
There's not a bad part of this picture.
No, the tamales. Right. They did homemade tamales. That's very impressive.
All right, we got a winner.
I don't think they might have been at a restaurant, but I'm just going with that.
Dude, guys,
who is that person?
Yeah, who won? What's their
name? Will Drummond.
Shouts to Will Drummond.
Drummond, 17.
Will's getting an air fryer, man.
Dude, that's tight. That's tight for Will.
Congratulations.
How did we acquire this air fryer?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is not the first, and it's not a one and done situation here at Willmon's.
Okay.
We are doing this probably once a week through the month of May and June. We have more air fryers to give away. So if you did not win tonight, and there are plenty of worthy candidates, you can win again.
All right.
We'll see you next week for another chance at an air fryer to fry the air like Dave Ruff. Pete, do you have an air fryer by any chance?
I sure do, actually. I was just going to say that. I have one, and it's awesome.
What are you frying in that thing with the air?
A lot of chicken, but I haven't expanded too much. I'm a little concerned that I'm too dumb to use it and going to set my house on fire. But the chicken that I've made from it is very, very good. And I cannot wait to be friends with somebody who's more responsible than me so they can make things on it.
Yeah, I haven't really mastered it yet, so I'm just letting my wife Sally just take the reins on that one. She's done a good job thus far, so I'm not gonna mess with success.
What should I make?
That's
chicken
a Dave
thighs.
Question. That's the Dave question.
Chicken thighs are fantastic. If you want to get veggies, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all that. You can put anything in there. Somebody told me they did grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly in there too, to crisp it up, which that's a little bit above my pay grade. That's wild. But I do a lot of chicken over here.
Okay. Yeah.
We did the whole chicken. We've been doing the whole chicken, which has been going pretty well, but it's a lot of bird for an air fryer. Just be careful.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to have a catastrophe using the air fryer. It's not exactly like the manliest explanation to be like, oh, I lit my house on fire because I couldn't cook a chicken in my air fryer.
Yeah. If you did it using if you were doing like an at-home hibachi thing and you burned your place,
that's at least sort of impressive and ambitious.
Yeah. I'm just imagining you running out of your place with the chef's hat on, just freaking out with the spatula in your hand. I don't know what happened.
Pete, thank you for jumping on. You might have to be a recurring guest, a celebrity guest of our Willmon's Chopped segment.
You keep using that word, and I don't think you know what it means.
We'll explain
one-
it.
which-
We'll
which
explain
one?
it soon.
Celebrity.
You're
Oh,
the
he's
one-
talking.
If you're going six figures on Twitter, I think you qualify.
I mean, I'll take
Damn.
it. I appreciate it, but
Pete, where can the friends at home where can they find you?
you can find me on Twitter. Like you said, Six Figure Club. What's up? Instagram. I don't have six figures, even close to it. So find me on Instagram. It's Pete Blackburn, just my name. And then
That's because you're private, though, right?
it is private, but I've been told that like making your Instagram private is a better way to get followers. Apparently,
That's true. We heard that too. We had that phase.
it's a really weird platform. Like I don't understand how to get followers on Instagram.
You got to be a hot
Pete.
chick to get followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like bleeding them right now, so it's like I don't even think I've gained.
How many do you have?
Months? 13K or something.
What do? Do you post like shirtless pics? What's going on?
Feet pics.
Yeah,
Feet pics.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
much.
think you gotta really have like an angle on Instagram, and I don't have an angle.
Yeah, I don't have
Just
much.
take
Away.
pictures.
14 took my angle away too. Tough.
Yeah.
Pete, drop the gamer tag.
My gamer tag. I'm on PS4. I'm just Pete Blackburn, and if you want me on Twitch, just P Blackburn. It's what Pete Blackburn wasn't available. I had to get creative, so just the P.
Okay,
That's how we like it.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
just the
Thanks
P.
for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, dude.
for having
Thank you
me.
for jumping on.
For sure.
That's Pete Blackburn, everybody. He'll be back. He's a good dude. Moving right along here, our next guest, since we're 7 minutes as a producer here, I'm like kind of watching the clock. You may know our next guest, guys, from NFL's Red Zone channel. I don't know if you've heard of it. You may know him from NFL Total Access. You may know him from if you may have been shark diving or climbing Kilimanjaro at the same time that he has. Scott Hanson is in the building. Scott,
That's why I
thank you.
know.
All right.
That's exactly how we knew him. The
Shark diving.
shark stuff is it.
Fellas, cheers to you, fellas. Salute.
Cheers. Thanks for
Nate,
coming
I,
on.
I was
Scott.
told this is a imbibing show.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. What are you sipping on there? That
Can
looks
you hear me
good.
okay? I had a few minutes of technical difficulties getting in here.
We got
Sound
you.
great.
Yep.
Scott, what is the drink of choice tonight for
Well,
you?
good to be with you, fellas.
From your beautiful LA apartment or LA condo or LA house, it looks like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm up in my condo in Los Angeles here. Cloudy day today, but the sun just poked through just in time. That's why it might look a little washed out. I don't know, but the sun is like beaming through the walls right here. I've got the well, you can't see it, but I got 5 TVs on the wall over here. I only have one of them on right now, but
Let's go.
I got a 5 TV setup that
That seems expensive.
I'm a junkie. I'm not just the Red Zone host. I'm truly a sports and news junkie. So, the drink of choice. This is what is it? It is. You ever seen those things at the grocery store? They're the sparkling ice drinks. They're basically flavored water. No calories. And then since I'm here in an official capacity, I can only tell you there's some spice in this, but I can't get specific. Let me put it that way.
Ah,
That works.
Okay.
That works.
Okay.
Well, Scott, thank you for jumping on. You we were doing some.
Oh, now I
research
just
on this.
lost you guys. Somehow I lost you.
Uh-oh.
Do you still have me?
I got,
We got
we have
you.
You have us.
What is going on? I feel so technologically.
Oh man.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Can you hear? You can't hear us?
Give me a little audio check.
Check.
Hello,
Here.
Scott.
You know what I'm going to do? At the risk of disappointing an NFL sponsor, the Bose Free Sound Sport.
Oh,
They're going
They're
to
not
come
watching.
off here. I'm going to go back to the.
I've got
back
Bose
to the
on
regular
either way.
audio
We're
like
good.
this.
how?
Okay.
All right, you got us, Scott.
Hoping this is going to do it.
Can you hear us?
Please.
Oh man.
All right, testing check 1, 2, 3. Somebody thumbs up if you can hear me.
Oh, we got you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Somebody talk because I can't hear you.
How
Oh
about
man,
us?
you can't hear us. This is terrible.
Crazy.
You
I
can't lose
cannot-
Scott, man.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
totally not working. Do you guys? I apologize. You want me to dump off and then jump back on? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
And I promise you, I don't know what other guests you have stacked up, but I know my guy Andrew Howard at the NFL who booked this appearance here. He said whatever the time limit was, I promise I'm going to give you the full time here, okay?
All right.
All right, I'm going to dump off. I'm going to come right back on. 1 second.
Okay.
Have a drink, fellas, while you wait.
What a guy.
He's way nicer than me. Who like if I was doing this, I'd just be like, all right, this isn't working, guys. Oh no,
Dude, no one's doing 5 screens in the living room like that.
Dude, did you see who was on the screen?
I did not.
88, the playmaker.
Wow. CD Lamb.
CD Lamb, you're right. Des Bryant himself. Man, that's a bummer. But you know what? We kind of did it to ourselves as we were flexing that we've never had a guest cancel or have any issues, and here we go.
I've got full faith that he's coming back and he's coming back strong. I'm not too worried about
I hope
that.
so, man.
Hey, maybe if he was, I don't know, checking out the Raycons. Just saying, Raycon would be the headphone of choice for your boy.
We call that added value, folks. Good job, Dave.
Yeah. Oh wow, Brett, just sneaky shouts.
That'd have been
All right, we got Scott again.
Scott back on. Dylan, you want to throw him in the mix here? Okay. Scott, we have you.
Now, I got you guys. All right, hopefully. I'm not going to touch anything.
all right.
I'm not going to touch anything. This just goes to show you what a talking head I am. I have no makeup on. I cannot operate technology. I am completely reliant on my NFL media colleagues to do everything for me.
Well, you look fantastic, Scott.
Yeah, we actually all put makeup on before this, so you kind of are the odd man out here. I apologize.
And now I just lost you guys again. Whoever was talking first, I can hear. This is unbelievable.
Oh, man.
We have do you have me, Scott? Do you have me?
Yes, 100%.
And you don't have Dylan right here.
Take the reins.
No, I didn't
Brett.
hear Dylan. He looks like he's got a professional broadcast microphone set up. It looks like he's got a $250,000 studio.
Wow. Okay.
Is that
Exactly.
you have Dylan's with the full earphones on?
That's
Will. That's
Will
damn.
way over there. But you have
Okay.
me and you have Dylan or Dave or Will. We have one of us. That's all that matters.
What up?
I've got you, and that's what I can hear. I
Brett,
don't know if
just
it's
take
me
the
or you
reins here,
guys. I
buddy.
apologize, though.
Well, Scott, we're just going to run through because we are we're a small to mid-sized podcast company who we don't worry about technical difficulties. We just run through it, and so here we go. Scott, thank you for coming on. I wanted to ask this first question, and you are a man of travel, a man of adventure. In digging through your Instagram and your Twitter, you are around the world 24/7. Excuse me, not 24/7. Basically, half the year when you're not doing the NFL Red Zone. What is going on in quarantine? How do you leverage that with your travel adventurous self, and now you're not doing anything?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't. Thanks for making me think about it now. That
Sorry
it just
about
like
that.
accentuates it. Yeah, so I got into adventure. I don't know. I've always been into adventure. I was a football player my whole life. I wasn't good enough to go to the NFL, but I played all the way through college and Division I, and action and excitement and energy and passion. And I was like, I'm gonna get. I don't know how many heartbeats I've got on this planet, so I'm gonna get the most out of it. So I started reading a lot and researching. This is probably pre-internet. I looks like I'm probably older than everybody on this call right now, but I started researching what are some of the great adventures that you could have on this earth. And then I started knocking them off, one by one, climbing Kilimanjaro and great white shark cage diving and running with the bulls in Pamplona, Spain, and swimming in the Ganges River and going to the Amazon jungle and all these things. And usually about once every year in the summer when the NFL players are on vacation, that's when I go take a trip. I'll go take 2-3 weeks, spin a globe, pick out a spot and say, I want to see something, experience something I never have. Coupled with my faith, I usually try and do a humanitarian aid or a mission trip kind of coinciding with that. So if I take, let's just say 2 weeks, I'll go and serve someplace for a week at an orphanage or a church or some type of ministry that just helps other people. And then I say, okay, I'm in this country now. I'm going to go explore it. I'm going to go find out what it has to teach me. And yeah, a lot of times that the adventure side of it dovetails with something that is kind of heart pounding.
Well, there you go. Now, Scott, you say all that, but let me ask you this. You haven't been to Antarctica yet.
True.
And now
that's my last continent.
You've swam all these, you've climbed all these, but you haven't gone to Antarctica. Why is that?
Probably saving it up. Maybe like my 50th birthday or something like that. I mean, there's not a lot to do in Antarctica. I could go write my name in the snow, if you know what I'm saying. But outside of that, I don't, there's, penguin watching or something. My uncle, I have an uncle, my dad's brother, who has been to every continent on the planet. And he's probably been to, I want to say like 50 to 100 countries. He is an Indiana Jones type adventurer. And he told me the story of when he went to Antarctica, and usually you fly down to South America and you go off at Chile or Argentina, you embark on a boat and you just go south until you hit the icebergs. And he said it was treacherous. Depending on what type of year, what time of year you go, it can be a little bit treacherous. He said that the glass on the windows of the boat that he was on started cracking because it was so cold, and it was coupled with some chop of the waves, that the boat was a little bit not in jeopardy, but it certainly didn't seem like he wanted to stay on it any longer than he had to. But that actually sounds exciting to me. So yeah, I'm saving it up. I'll go march with the penguins, write my name in the snow, and I'll call you fellas afterwards and we'll chat about it.
That's absolutely fair. Scott, you went to Tim Tebow's wedding. Now,
I did. Yeah.
We are nothing about the wedding itself, but we want to know, how was the food? We are mid-30s, mid-20s ourselves. Is there a dish or an hors d'oeuvre at Tim Tebow's wedding that stood out to you?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I'm trying to remember. You know what they did? So first of all, Tim's wedding, I've known Tim since he was a freshman in college and have become pretty good friends with him through the years. And so I made the wedding cut on the guest list. The wedding was in Cape Town, South Africa. He married a former Miss Universe who was Miss South Africa before she was Miss Universe. Lovely woman to me. And so they had it, in her neck of the woods, and they had it at some vineyard in outside of Cape Town, South Africa. Beautiful, ornate, everything you can imagine. All the girls that are listening to this, go look through my Instagram stories, some of the photos and stuff like that. It was top shelf everything. And then they, I'll throw a little plug out there at Scott Hanson one, single, and not occupied right now, if you know what I'm saying, and stay home orders. They had, if I remember the food correctly, they had, the main course was a sampler. It was like you didn't order fish, beef, or chicken. Your plate came and it had one of each of those on there. So you could just avoid what you didn't want to eat. That was like the sit down portion. But then throughout the night, Tim likes to eat. He eats super, super healthy though, crazy super healthy. But he wanted all of his guests well fed and well watered. So all throughout the night, there were like different stations that would open up, and all of a sudden a table would pop up, and it was, I can't remember, like hors d'oeuvres type food, which you had beforehand too, but then like afterwards, all throughout the night, and then the dessert table was out of this world. It was like, I want to say at least 30 or 40 different types of dessert on top of the wedding cake that you could have, and everything was sensational. Yeah, I almost didn't make the weight limit on the plane ride home coming back to the United States from Cape Town. It was a great time though, great time.
That's fair. I mean, anytime you're going literally across the planet for a wedding, the food's got to deliver. That's what we're about here. We're a little bit of a more of a grown-up situation where weddings and bachelor parties and whatnot. So I'm glad to hear that.
Can I tell you a funny story? Can I tell you a funny story about the wedding?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Tim is obviously no longer involved with football. Well, as a broadcaster for college he is, but he's no longer, the rhythm of his life is no longer attuned to the NFL as it was when he was a pro football player. So what weekend does he get married on? NFC AFC championship weekend. And when I got the invite, I'm like, Tim, brother, I love you, and I'm totally going to be there. And he's like, Scott, don't add my schedule, because he was doing college football, so we had the national championship game was like the first week or early second week of January, and then with baseball, he had spring training to get ready for, and he wanted to have his honeymoon in between, of course. So he's like, that's the weekend. And so I made a sacrifice. I flew in. I landed in Cape Town, South Africa. I got permission from the NFL, of course, to go to the wedding. I landed like Saturday morning, Cape Town time, at like 8 a.m. or something. And then the next day was the wedding was actually on a Monday. That's a weird thing, but don't ask me about that. But the wedding was actually on Monday. The wedding was also 3 days long, but the main ceremony was on Monday. So on Sunday, it occurred in Cape Town at like Saturday night at like 2 a.m. Well, Sunday morning at like 2 a.m., if that makes sense. I think that's what it was. Whatever it was, I was watching live football until 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and then trying to get suited and booted. It was black tie wedding, getting my tux and go to this wedding. And I just remember thinking, man, my world got flipped upside down. And neither one of the games was like, incredibly compelling. So I didn't have to like chart every play by hand, thankfully. But yeah, me and a handful of other Americans, a lot of his buddies are obviously big football fans. We got in the hotel, and I got a link from the NFL because it's not on live TV in Cape Town, South Africa. I got a live link to watch it live on the internet through NFL Game Pass. And we went to the hotel lobby where we could get the strongest Wi-Fi, and we sat there in the lobby all night and watched the AFC NFC Championship game. So yeah,
is that also coincidentally where you went shark cage diving?
Good question. Good question, because those in the know that there are three locations that are the best in the world for great white shark cage diving. Southern Australia, about midway through the country, there's a town called Port Lincoln, and you go south from there, and there are like islands where you can go to. Cape Town, South Africa, and then Guadalupe Island, about 200 miles off the coast of Mexico. And Cape Town was not where I went great white shark cage diving, which I understand, and I've seen video that's sensational there. I went to the tip of Southern Australia. I didn't have such a great experience there, so then I had to try it again, and I went to Guadalupe Island. My brother and I flew out, we flew to San Diego, took a bus across the border of Mexico to some little port town where we could find this boat, the Nautilus Explorer, and we lived on this boat for, I think it was 5 days. And you go into the cages every day. You go into the cages multiple times a day to go down there, and the sharks are all over the place. Guadalupe Island is where all the seals live, the seals and the sea otters. So that's a buffet table for the great whites, and you're right from right here to here to a great white shark. It is freaking intense. If I wasn't so technologically inept, I would share my screen right now and show you a shark coming up to the camera like this. We had GoPro cameras underwater, and their jaws would come right up to the cage to check it out and then just swim right by.
Brett, were you reading this?
Highly, highly recommend it to you guys or your I'm trying to look. Someone's putting up words right there. Could someone read that for me?
Yeah, I don't know. Dave, I don't know if we can hear Dave. So Dave said, "What's up, Scott? Big fan. Sharks are tight. You are the man." Scott, we're more of a big cat podcast ourselves. So like,
I got stories.
You were in a safari in Kenya. Now, can you what is the largest big cat that you can take in an open air, one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat?
A lion embryo. And even then, I better have a weapon in hand, because if you get this close to a lion, which I did, I've gone on safari in the Maasai Mara in Kenya, northern Kenya. One of the greatest places to go on safari in the Serengeti. I've gone on safari twice. This last one was this past summer. Okay. And I decided to go a little bit more adventurous. I stayed in, it was glamping. It wasn't true, like, raw nature, but stayed at a tent. It had electricity and running water, but it was still a tent. The walls were canvas in the middle of the game preserve. And the lions, it was mating season, and the lions were roaming around at night. And they came right up to my tent. The only security we had in the resort that I stayed in were 2 Maasai warriors. And I'm talking true Maasai warriors wearing the robes and the get out and the stuff with spears. And that's all there was to protect the people. There was only 14 tents in this resort, I put it in air quotes, that I stayed in. And when I checked in that night, they didn't tell me that there were going to be Maasai warriors roaming I would have felt a little bit more secure. By the way, Maasai warriors, for those who don't know, their initiation to manhood is to kill a lion with a spear. And it has to be a male lion.
No, I'm out.
They're the only, they're the only ones who are allowed to hunt male lions. I think anywhere in Kenya, probably in Tanzania as well, and I'm guessing other countries. But to hunt a male lion, you're 12, 13, 14 years old, and you and your buddies, you get your crew together. It's got to be less than 10 guys, I think they told me. And you go out into the bush. There's a whole ceremony and all this type of stuff to send these boys out to become men. And you have to show no fear to hunt down a lion. And they say you are more likely to become chief if after you have killed the lion, the crew comes back to the village and they say, Joe was the first one to thrust his spear. And if you're the first one, then you, for the rest of your life, are considered the bravest, the one who risked it, and you could become chief, at some point like that. Oh, I heard some amazing stories from the Maasai warriors. But back to the story about sleeping in the middle of this, they didn't tell me the guys were going to be outside and guarding just in case they had to scare away some lions or something like that. So I'm sleeping on the first night, and I'm by myself in my tent, and I'm hearing, and I'm telling you, fellas, the lions were not only, when you hear a lion growl and you have no weapons and there's only canvas between you and it, when you hear the timber that comes through its chest, it sounds like it is 2 feet away. And I'm like, okay, look, I understand television, I understand audio waves and stuff like that. It's probably farther away than what I think it is. Well, the next thing I hear, and this is 3 o'clock in the morning, pitch black darkness, up against the wall of my tent, something brushes up against there. And it sounds about bed high, if you will. So I'm laying in bed, and I'm telling you, I'm thinking, okay, their senses of smell and hearing are better than mine. I'm just going to lay here and try not to sweat, because if I give off something that sounds like I'm prey, I literally thought this freaking thing was going to come into there was a zipper on my tent, I thought it was going to come in, and it went about bed high. So I'm thinking, this is a lion. It is 2.5, 3 feet off the ground, and that's exactly where it brushed up against my tent. And I'm like, oh, I've had some bad nights sleep in my days. I have never been as terrified through an entire night as that. And when the first image of sunlight came, and I hadn't heard anything for a little while, I zipped up the tent a little bit and looked outside, and there were these little bit from my tent opening, Maasai warriors who got a very nice tip at the end of my sojourn there, by the way. These 2 Maasai warriors with spears that were like, oh, those are lions there. It's mating season. They were just frisky. They were just whatever. Don't you enjoy yourself and stuff. But I was like, no, I wanted the experience. And yeah, that's what it was. Freaking awesome, though, fellas. Awesome. I recommend if you guys haven't done it, and anyone listening, watching, do it. At some point in your life, do it.
I'm speechless. Scott, 1. 2, my friend Dave here says, sounds like that lion was in the red zone.
Yeah, he was, uncomfortably. It was the witching hour for about 7 hours of sleep that night is what it was. Oh, it was freaking petrifying. Just because, the first night I didn't know that there were guards posted outside. And then again, I'm still like, okay, what are these guards going to do? They're going to jab at it with their spear. And I'm like, I'm running through the movie. Was it Heart of Darkness? Was that the Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas movie about the lions in the railroad, when they were building the railroad across part of Africa? It was a true story about the Sarova or somebody knows us. Hit us up on Twitter or something like that and tell us. But there's the movie. There's the movie about the lion attacks, and it's a true story. And it's about the 2 hunters, Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas, that they hired to kill the man-eating lions back in it was like the 19-teens, I want to say. But that was like literally going through my mind. I'm like, what's the headline exactly gonna read when I get freaking devoured by one of these lions and they find my carcass, And I'm like, not the face, boys. Let my mom see me in open coffin, funeral.
Yeah. Don't touch the face. Don't touch the hair. That's the only rule for the lion.
Don't touch the hair.
Scott.
Wait, so I want to know, how are you guys big cat? How are you guys all big? You guys are truly all big cat guys? Like,
oh yeah.
So we are.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We're based in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And so there's cougars and mountain lions and panthers and the like. People
they're cougars.
Send us stories about so and so, shooting a 285-pound cougar on their ranch and things like that. But we just like to comment on the happenings in big cat worlds, whether it's Valerio, for example, the jaguar who killed for sport at the Jacksonville Zoo, or if it's our buddy's ranch where they killed a 250-pound mountain lion.
Ask Scott if he thinks he could take a cheetah.
Well,
in the hand.
So I'm assuming you've exhausted all of the Tiger King episodes, on this on the yeah. I figured. Okay, I watched. I was fascinated by it, as everyone else was. I was fascinated by Tiger King from this aspect, not from the big cats or anything. I mean, I think that they're fascinating creatures and whatnot, but from the human side of things. Sometimes you might not feel, everyone here looks like they're in pretty good shape, takes care of themselves. I try to take care of myself, but I still have, you look at that. I still have, I could be a little bit, better here, better there, right? You got a body image problem. When you have a body image problem, just go to a water park in like mid-July and you'll feel a whole lot better about your body. Now, what does that got to do with Tiger King? In my thinking, Tiger King dropped right at the beginning of quarantine, basically, right near the beginning when all the states were starting to shut down. So we're all sitting at home, and our sanity is starting to get a little bit strained and whatnot. We're all wondering, oh man, or whatever. You watch Tiger King, you're going to feel a whole lot better about your sanity, your mind, your approach to life, your worldview, or whatever, because that was abject insanity from almost every angle. And that's one of the reasons why I actually loved it. It was good voyeuristic escapism, let's call it.
There you go. Scott, I have a question that I need to ask because Will, our friend here over Double Right, he is
Well, guys, by the way, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that has this happened before where you can hear one, but not everyone? Okay.
John Bucci.
So which one of you guys is super messed up at the guy who's supposed to fix all the technical problems? That's what I want to know.
That's me. I'm dealing with this after the fact. So
okay, you mentioned John Bucci Gross.
So this happened with John Bucci-Gross. Dave over here, I don't know if you can, Dave's sort of in this area. He couldn't touch John Bucci-Gross. Will is from Harbor Springs, Michigan. And I wanted to know if you had any experiences in northern Michigan.
Okay, Harbor Springs, how close that is? You gotta remind me now. That's
way up there.
upper lower peninsula though, right? Or is that upper peninsula? No, it's upper lower peninsula. Yeah,
I think Will can talk about that.
Point on your hand where it is. You know, that's what we always used to do growing up. Yeah. Wait.
There he is. I think we can hear Will.
So I don't know if I had exact experiences in there, but my first paid broadcast television job was Traverse City, Michigan. I was the weekend sports anchor at the NBC affiliate in Traverse City, Michigan. WPBN, okay, was the call letters, WPBN, which literally stood for, because it was so far up north in God's country, WPBN stood for Paul Bunyan Network. When they made the TV station, there's like, well, you just have any call letters you want. When the United States Broadcasting, the FCC or whatever was establishing all that, they're like, well, we'll go with PBN. That's what we want. Paul Bunyan, he lives up there. So that was my first TV job. Anyone want to guess my salary? I'm not going to tell you my salary now, but I'll tell you my salary back then in my first TV job.
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. I was drinking the cheap stuff back then.
Dylan said 50. I don't think it's anywhere near 50. 40.
Cut that in half.
Yep.
And you're still not there.
Okay.
I made $15,000. That's a 1.5, ladies and gentlemen, a 1.5 or a 1.5. In my first TV job. It was so funny. I mean, and I would have done it for 12, you know. I was just happy to be on TV and like honing my craft, you know, getting better each and every day. I was the weekend sports guy. We had the weekend news girl and the weekend weather guy. And the three of us used to hang out because we had no life whatsoever. We worked, you know, weekends and nights and holidays and hardly ever had off. But when we did have a night off, our weekend weather guy, we were so poor collectively, our weekend weather guy took a bartending job on the side just to make some cash on his night off. Well, he would sneak us drinks at half price or whatever. So we would go, myself and the weekend news anchor, we would go to the bar where he'd be bartending, and people would come up to the bar to order a scotch and soda. And they'd be like, hey, aren't you John Van Neville from TV 7 and 4? And he'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, what was this, like celebrity bartender night? And he'd be like, yeah, that's what it is. What can I get you? Oh, we were dirt poor. But it was, you know, it's like all those stories that you hear about, like people telling you, you know, that they slept in their car or whatever to try and make it in Hollywood. That was my first TV job. I loved it that it was in my home state. So I was born and raised in Rochester, Michigan, which Rochester is, actually we'll do it this way. Rochester's down suburb of Detroit, so down here. And to have my first TV job, I would have gone to, you know, Paducah, Kentucky to get on the air for the first time. But it was back in my home state, so I could cover, you know, the Lions and the Tigers, at least from a distance, and the Red Wings and the Pistons and Michigan State and all that. So I loved it. I loved it. And I certainly drove through every town going back and forth, going up to Mackinac City or going to Mackinac Island or going up to the Upper Peninsula over the Mackinac Bridge. So shout out to our fellow Great Lakes State folks. I'll try and get Steve Mariucci on here sometime for you, and he can give you all of the Upper Peninsula stories.
Well, Scott, thank you very much. I know we kept you way past what we asked for, so thank you for jumping on. And
hey, I'll tell you what, we had technical problems, guys. If we got any more questions, I'd be happy to answer. If you got another guest to get to, we can bail. But if anyone has one more that maybe one of the guys can shout out to you or something. You can hear them.
I can hear them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then if anyone else wants to ask a question, you ask it and give it to me secondhand then. If anyone
Tell
else
them
has one more.
We'll do it in the future. We'll do it next week if we can.
Well, Scott, I think we're just going to have you on again. We're getting to the end of our whole program here, so that's the problem.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for jumping on, Scott Hanson of Red Zone. Scott, where can the people follow you?
At Scott Hanson, Twitter, at Scott Hanson1, Instagram. Those are really my only social medias. So,
Boom,
fellas, I appreciate you having me on.
Scott, thank you very much for coming on. Have a good one. Scott Hanson, everybody.
What's up with the mic?
I don't know
All
what
right.
our deal is.
The people in the comments, y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all are making me lose it over here.
I pee so bad that's not even funny. So I'm just gonna do design. Hey, John.
I got to pee.
yeah,
Sorry, John.
Oh, I forgot about Duda.
Dude, someone in the comments said 7 hours of commercial-free stories, and I just
Hell
fucking
yeah.
lost it.
Yeah,
What's up, John?
Someone was talking shit about how I looked, and I was like, dude, like, what am I like? I'm listening to a guy tell stories. Like, I have you ever had a steady cam on you while you listen to a guy tell stories about like getting eaten by tigers? Like, what am I supposed to do?
It was hard, man.
I know. Like,
John, what's up, buddy?
people are haters, man.
Okay.
And
That's
with
enough,
that,
John.
I would formally like to ask Will to form an alliance.
Okay.
You're in?
John,
Yeah, I'm
John,
in.
you
Great,
can hear us.
great.
Can you hear all of us?
Yes, I can hear all of you.
All right, that's good at least.
That's big.
Man,
John.
would love to spend an evening with that guy.
I didn't get. I couldn't ask him the question that he wanted me to ask.
Like a 8 a.m. bender with that guy.
John, I see you're going with the denim jacket just slung over the shoulders. Look, man, I got to say, no one's doing that.
I got to pee. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I was actually just watching Van Wilder while I waited, so it's all good.
That's sick.
The movie's chill as fuck.
It is quite chill. I'd agree. How's quarantine treating you, man?
It's good. I've been playing some golf recently, so
Must be nice.
How's the hair growth going?
I'm taking biotin every day. So, trying to get back there. I feel like Scott Hanson's probably a Michigan fan, if I had to guess, right?
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe too.
I Googled him. He went to Syracuse. Those two go hand in hand, I think.
I think there's a Syracuse contingent that just goes to Michigan.
So I had to rep the.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Two appearances ago, you were pretty critical of my facial hair. How do you feel about the stash, man?
Love it. I need to grow mine. I just shaved today, and I think I'm gonna just for men my mustache in about a week, and I'll be close to where you are right now.
Just for a minute, like meaning you're gonna go dark with it.
Yeah, like a light brown. Because I have blonde facial hair.
You're a blonde guy. It makes sense.
Was that a blessing in middle school when you're going through the awkward phase of like not knowing whether or not to shave your upper lip, but you had like the blonde hair, so you didn't have to worry about it as much?
No, I actually didn't hit puberty till like 9th grade, end of 9th grade. So that was never an issue for me.
I can see you being like really excited to shave for the first time, being like, yeah, sign me up. Let's do this shit.
I was. And the funny thing is now I can grow a full beard. It's flesh colored, but it comes in. And a lot of my friends just have like this patchy. It's like Dylan's actually.
I don't believe you.
Really patchy along the cheeks. He's got a nice stash though. I'll give it.
I don't believe you. I want to see what your beard looks like.
Yeah, I gotta see that too. Go for it.
What was the guy on before this? The hockey player.
Pete Black.
He just
yeah.
had a big hockey player energy to him.
Was it the jersey, the literal hockey jersey with his last name on it, hanging behind his?
Did he play professionally? Oh, McQuaid in the building.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Wow.
Guys, I did have this in the background on purpose. I wanted to flex on all of you because I know you guys are probably going like what, 10.5?
What, loft?
10.5
Yeah,
what?
loft.
Like 4.5.
Oh,
Give me as high as I
8.5,
can go.
huh?
8.5, bitch.
I'm a 9.5 boy.
Give me all the loft. I can't get it off the ground.
Oh, I actually I went one over 12 holes last week. We have a 12-hole course in my hometown.
No, you didn't, John.
Yes, I did. Over 12 holes. I actually did that.
I believe you, John. I believe you.
What tees are
I
you
don't.
playing, John?
What?
What tees are you playing?
Oh, I play the whites.
As he sips his wine.
I'm not trying to get on the nationwide tour here, Brett.
It's the Corn Ferry now, John.
Yeah, I mean,
John-
you can't play too far back if you're not. If like, I mean, it's a hardo move if you're playing behind and everyone's like sitting there like, dude, what's this asshole doing playing from the blacks right now? You can't be that guy.
It's unbelievable, really. For those of you, I saw a couple of Arcadia Bluffs mentioned when Scott was on. That course is impossibly hard. It's not like I played it once at a bachelor party a few years ago, and the views were really nice, but $200 for a round, I think I shot like a 120.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I've never shot well there.
Hey, John, I saw that the Internet Party has a YouTube channel now.
We do. Please, anyone watching, subscribe to that. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, INTRNTPRTY, at both. And yeah, listen to the pod. It's okay.
You think Brad would want to hop on here at some point?
Yeah, what's up? Like, why haven't we got Brad yet? What's up with that?
So I wanted to invite him on tonight, but I didn't know how that would work with 6 of us on at once.
I've been asking for Brad for like weeks now, and I don't know how to make this happen.
Mostly, I just don't know him. So as soon as you give him like our link, we can have him on. I mean, no problem.
I actually heard that when I was last talking to Brad, he actually said that he hates you, and so that he would have to go through like me or Dave in order to make this appearance happen.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not true, but
Tough.
We'll get him on. I think, I would prefer a Friday night guest spot if you can swing it, but whatever. if you want to have me on Tuesday again, I'm in.
We'll make room.
Why do you prefer Friday?
Well, just because I can get a little more loose. I got to work on Wednesday mornings,
That's fair.
No one's working.
Dude, what'd you think of our interview with Scott Hanson? If you could rate that.
I'm giving it an 11 out of 10.
Wow.
It wasn't even our interview. It was the Brett interview hour with Scott Hanson while we all sit here wanting to ask questions and forgetting that we can't.
Brett's got
Scott brought
interview
the
chops.
heat. What are y'all talking about, man? He brought it.
I didn't know who could speak and who couldn't speak, so I just went for it. I'm sorry.
You literally had no choice.
Yeah. We could have just booted him.
I have a few takes, but they're all not appropriate for a YouTube happy hour. So I'll save them for Internet Party.
Okay.
What was the most epic thing you saw on Twitter today, John?
So I was waiting to say this. I have information that will lead directly to the arrest and imprisonment of Donald Trump. I've been talking to the Krasenstein brothers. They know about this. I have dossiers. I have files. I have everything you need to impeach this man right now. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Finally.
Okay.
It's here.
Today's John, that's cool and all. That's very relevant, but I've got some intel that would lead to the arrest of former President Obama.
Oh, yeah, Obamagate. Trust me.
I don't know.
I've heard it all.
They're all crooks, man. Doesn't
John,
matter
can you come
what
on here
side they're on.
Can you make one appearance on here without bringing up the Krasenstein brothers, please? Just once.
I can't do it. They're the best content on the internet. All right, let me ask you guys this: if you guys had this 8.5 loft Titleist driver, what do you think you could hit off the tee?
Oh, about a 215 carry with a little hook on it, but it's going to roll like 40 yards. Right under the wind. A little West Texas draw, baby. Play it back.
See, my swing speed is so strong that I just don't need that much loft. And
you're a double-digit swing speed.
Yeah, what's your swing speed?
Well, I'm not going to disclose that on YouTube.
We're not on YouTube. We're on StreamYard, dude.
StreamYard, same thing.
I don't think any of us have ever played golf with John.
No, we didn't have time.
Apparently, he's a scratch golfer, so that's probably why we haven't played with him.
1 over through 12, dude.
What happened on the 13th hole, John?
It was actually around like the 3rd hole. I blew up. I had a little mishap, but I recovered. Are you guys familiar with the 12-hole courses?
No.
I know the 12-step program.
No, I think it's getting popular in the Midwest mostly, but it's for the more like elderly golfer that doesn't want to play 18, but still has the itch after 9 holes.
He just wants to get 3 more in. He's like, yeah. I got 3 more in me.
It's the perfect amount. It's the perfect amount of holes.
Have you seen they're doing foot golf? Will was tweeting about it.
Trash.
Have you guys seen that before? You've seen that before, right?
Yeah, that's not new, I don't think.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why that video all of a sudden got legs again. Like that's been a thing for like years. It sucks though.
One other thing I have a slight issue with. Your guest last week, Pop Top. I was talking about doing that 3 weeks ago.
And if you run the tape back, John, I guarantee that I was down to do it with you. I guarantee I was down to do it with you.
No, it was Buzzkill Dylan trying to rain on my parade.
Yeah, he was the
That
last
sounds
one.
right.
Bitch.
Honor.
Do it right now, bitch.
They used to call him BK Dylan back in high school.
B Cave? That's
No, BK Dylan Buzzkill.
Oh yeah.
Let's not call it Dylan.
I don't need fake nicknames from you two, John.
Dude,
Let's
shut up,
calm
bud.
down over here.
Hey, chill out. Hey,
No, question. Dylan, what is in those cabinets behind you?
it's muscle milk.
Shout to Faber hand sanitizer, sponsor of ours.
There's no way that's hand sanitizer.
All
It really is.
It actually does
really
look
is.
like muscle milk. The little 8 ounces.
It does, yeah. It's hand sanitizer.
Hey, y'all want to talk all this?
Could I get
talk all this
some
noise?
Fs? Sorry, could I get some Fs in the chat? My girlfriend has a UTI right now.
dude.
What is wrong with you?
Why are you not popping top, dude? You had your chance.
God.
I'll pop top right now.
I'll do it too. I wanted to say no one's popping top anymore. It's just removing sleeves. So
I feel
remove your
like
sleeves.
that's hack now to pop top.
Are you popping top, dude?
Are you
I'm
doing
not
it or
doing
not, John?
I'm not. I'm not removing this. I'm too committed.
First,
to
you
this
gotta pop the jean jacket.
Go jean jacket over no shirt. Oh wow.
God, dude, you've been hitting the weights during quarantine, haven't you?
Yeah, dude, you are cut.
You looking good, John.
Is no one else doing this?
No.
No, I have too many layers on.
You don't have the kind of pull that Connor Saley does. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry, John.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
You look good,
No, it's
man. What are
not.
you talking about?
Now I'm just sitting here shirtless with you fine fellas.
Put the
Looking
denim
hot, though.
shirt on. Put the denim
John,
shirt
have
on
you done
over the
any-
chest.
John, have you done any online shopping this spring? And if so, what's your first fit that you're getting off during a day drinking session in summertime shy, as the ladies like to call it?
So I think I would go back to where us three and Michael went, Parlor Pizza.
Ooh, that's my favorite
That
spot.
place is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. I'm hoping we'll have some college football. If you guys could maybe fly in for that, we could watch some college football on Saturday. Transition, go to Sunday, watch some Cowboys, Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Actually, Cooper Rush got traded.
Andy Dalton is what you're looking for.
Yeah, no. I just realized Cooper Rush. He's from my immediate area where I grew up.
Oh, nice. He's now on the Giants.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's my bad.
It's all good.
I have been doing some CrossFit though, Dylan.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, tell us about it. Can't wait.
No, it's
Van
not
Jump.
real CrossFit. Like, I'm going to my friend's apartment who is a big CrossFit guy, and he has equipment from a gym. So we're using that during core to lift. You understand.
I trust you. I trust
John,
you.
that's fucking that's
You look hot
epic.
as hell.
That's epic, dude.
No, you know what's epic? Nancy Pelosi owning Trump
Oh,
on the floor of the House.
look at the time, John.
Hey, John.
John, what do you have to say about this this guy who was the tech guy versus hillbilly fight outside the window of the restaurant? Have you seen this?
Oh wait, is this the guy that looks like Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
Yes. This guy is going viral sensation.
I've seen that. I love the Taekwondo karate type moves in there. But I mean, you got to go with the Jeff Goldblum. He's got the reach, right?
Life finds a way, you know, John.
Oh, yes, exactly, Brett. Thank you. JP1, great movie. I do have a Tom Hanks impression for everyone.
Oh, good. I was hoping for this.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's my impression of Tom Hanks in Castaway. You gotta love crab.
Dude, you crushed that. You crushed
Wow,
that.
man.
I know.
Wow. That was
John-
John, that was so fucking good.
I know.
I will give you the Nancy Pelosi seal of approval, the clap of approval.
Oh, rip something up, man.
Let's get saucy. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were more of a steered up guy, John.
Wait, what? Steer it up, Marley?
Yeah, it's a Marley ref.
That's a Marley reference.
Yeah. Dave Burns. We know. We know.
Wow.
Castaway is on HBO streaming right now. It's about to get taken off, just for anyone wondering. So
There's too much time in that movie without any dialogue for me. They need to cut that in half.
Well, we don't need to watch it now that we've seen your impression of him doing it. So
no, that was like the only quote you need to know from the movie, really.
I got to say, man, you were talking about like a hypothetical weekend up in Chicago, and you mentioned Saturday, and, you know, just thinking about how we're all guys and there's going to be college football.
Sure.
At the end of the day, college football just can't get here soon enough.
Listen, I totally agree. If you called Jackhammer up right now and asked him, he'd say the same thing.
We could do that. We have the technology to call the hammer.
Call him up.
No, we don't have to. We're not going to do it. We're doing a pod tomorrow.
We saw, I mean, everyone was tagging him in that viral video of the Floridians outside doing air squats.
Okay, yeah. Those guys are the true heroes of this entire thing.
Yeah, no, they're on the front lines defending our freedom, for sure.
Air squat for Jesus.
Who's
John, you have a cat?
Yeah, I do. Yep. If I could get him over here, I would, but he's.
He doesn't
we're
seem
good,
happy,
man.
John.
So what I usually do, late at night is instead of milk, I'll give him something that I call John's Special Serum. And again, this is YouTube, so I won't get into it, but you guys can surmise what I'm talking about. He loves
What's wrong with
I
you?
think I know what you're talking about.
He loves it. Oh, one more thing before you kick me off. Will, birding. Birding. I'm getting into birding. There's an app called the Merlin Bird ID that I need you to download.
Okay.
Merlin Bird, former Ranger great.
You can track up to 8,000 birds in your immediate area with the click of a button.
It's interesting that you say this because I recently was thinking about the first person to ever bird watch and how difficult it must have been to pair all of these noises with all of these birds and deal with all of this. Think of the amount of information that you would have to compile in order to get a landscape of where you are. I'm amazed by these bird watchers.
Oh, it is the best activity you could possibly do in quarantine. It's very chill. It could be, you could feature it on Sunday Scaries as like a 30-minute episode.
Can I just have you on as my birding expert?
Yeah, I need a few more days for research. I've only spotted a yellow-throated sparrow and a Connecticut warbler, which I think was like out of migration in Chicago. But you look at the tongues on those things, and you're just like,
well,
God
John,
damn.
About to act up?
What's the most crankable bird?
It's a blue jay, right?
It's a blue jay, yes, absolutely. But the yellow-throated sparrow is right up there. They've got these jowls, you know.
What do you think of Pelican? Are you a Pelican fan?
Pelicans? No, not really.
Wow, dude. Okay.
Dylan's been ready to put the homie to bed for 10 minutes now.
Honestly, I wish he was with me tonight because I need the excuse to put him down, but he's just not here, so I can't. I gotta stick with you.
Yeah, the homie's not there tonight, but Dylan would love him to be there right now.
I really would.
BK Dylan.
Dylan just unplugged his laptop and turned the brightness all the way up so it would die faster, and he could just have an excuse to leave.
John, anyone doing hot dogs right now?
No.
On the smoker or the
air fryer. We air fried some dogs recently.
Boiling dogs.
We air fried them after we boiled them.
Okay. Well, all I can say is get a little Hormel chili, some mustard, some onion. Get a Detroit Coney style dog. Enjoy that.
Ooh, Coney. Remember James Coney?
Oh yeah, the narc of the century. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, guy's a total fraud. Look into it,
dude. Yeah, literally all you have to do is look into this stuff. Like it's all out in the open.
You got any Q takes?
Like I said, like I have information that will lead directly to the arrest and imprisonment of Donald Trump, like the Cheeto Man himself. All you have to do is read between the lines.
Well, we're gonna do that in the Google Doc after this live stream. So
please do.
I'm more of a Coney 2012 guy instead of Comey.
Oh, Coney.
Did we ever catch Coney?
He's still out there, Dave.
Not sure.
Some wonder if he even existed ever in the first place.
This is John. This is me officially kicking you off.
All right, guys.
Love you, John.
We had so much momentum.
Follow Internet Party at INTRNTPRTY on IG and Twitter. Goodbye.
Fred
Thanks,
on,
John.
good sir.
Goodbye.
Always a pleasure. Wow. He's a lot, man.
What a happy hour live tonight, guys.
I'm exhausted from tonight. Exhausted.
Yeah, I didn't even have to interview anybody tonight, and I'm done for right now.
Brett, thanks for holding it down with Scott, man.
Yeah, you came through.
I'm sorry. I didn't know who could say what. I didn't know who could hear what.
I think it was just you and like maybe Will he could hear.
Yeah, that's
but
why
I'm
we
not
weren't
sure.
talking. He couldn't hear us.
I thought he
I think-
called me out and said that the guy with the professional mic he couldn't hear, and so then I was like, all right, well if he can't hear me, I'm not going to interject at all.
He couldn't hear Dylan. He could hear Will and Dave and me.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious? He can hear me?
Yes. So that I was
No.
trying to communicate that with you guys, but he could hear everybody but Dylan. It was a Bucci draw situation.
Brett, can you next time just text me? Hey, he can hear you, so I'm not just sitting here like nodding along like an idiot.
I was interviewing the guest, Will.
Also, good to know that I didn't realize the private chat was not private to just the four of us.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
Yeah, what happened
He
there?
didn't see it though. He didn't see it. We're fine.
Sorry,
I was,
Brett.
I was trying to make y'all laugh.
I was positive that he couldn't hear me, man. I'm sorry, I misunderstood, and so I shut down.
It's okay. It's okay. I held it down, and I didn't want to be like awkwardly saying that. Hey, Will, you can talk. Hey, Dave, you can talk. But Dylan,
Yeah.
Dylan got Bucci crossed.
Dude, we're new at this. We're new at this.
It doesn't matter because you handled it well, but like I'm pretty sure he could only hear you. That was the impression I got from the whole sitch, but it's hard to say.
It's okay. It was that was something else. I didn't expect to hear Scott Hanson of NFL Red Zone talking about everything for
He can
30
talk.
minutes.
Yeah, he's on a boat with super chef Bobby Flay and Mark Cuban.
It's tight.
It happens.
Oh,
Dylan, are you?
Is that somebody who's getting off during this game? Oh, did you turn off the World Series?
Do what? What'd you say?
Did you turn off the World Series?
No, it's still on.
They just panned to the crowd, and this dude was wearing a black turtleneck sweater, and he looked absolutely electric in it. He looked amazing.
Oh, I missed it.
Dude,
Paul O'Neill's up to bat though.
To ball games anymore. Wow.
You got to feel like Paul O'Neill's getting a hit here.
You gotta think he does.
Yeah.
You gotta think so. Oh, Jim. High and outside. All right, should we get out of here?
That was fun.
What's next for us?
We have a big Friday coming up. Ladies' night.
What's next for us is that tomorrow.
It's ladies' night.
Friday is
we
all
have
ladies.
a normal podcast. Friday
Settle
we've
down.
got massive voicemails. I mean, who knows? We might there might be Willmon's shit just coming out every single day this week. It's hard to say.
This guy in the comments says we've got Daughtry coming on. Is that true?
That'd be tight.
Chris Daughtry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For those that keep asking for Ross, we're in talks with Ross. I actually asked him last week, but he was too busy. So y'all sit tight. He's gonna hop on at some point. Y'all chill.
Also, for those asking about Ross,
Yeah,
I
we
just
literally
don't,
invited him last week. Like, chill out, guys.
I don't know
Yeah.
Ross very well, and I've been the one booking the guests. So if this is on me, it's on me. I just don't have the relationship with Ross that everybody else does. So I'm sorry. I apologize.
He was busy. We literally invited him last week, everybody. So like, quit complaining in the comments. He was busy. Sorry.
He's too busy using the Discord app.
God.
But Friday,
People are getting mean tonight. Everyone's getting a little sassy.
Will, what do you guys have
Yeah.
Friday for ladies' night at Willmon's?
Every night's ladies' night at Willmon's. Everyone knows that. No cover for the ladies. Guys are $4.20. We have change at the door. We only have pennies. It's from the fountain out back. It doesn't work. So you can just throw stuff in there and we'll collect it later.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's lit.
Boom.
Shall we?
Tastes
Randy,
like pennies.
Is in
Bro.
the green room. Hey, Randy. What's going on?
How'd that go, Randy?
He was ready for this.
Randy
Wow.
was not ready.
Randy's doing a puzzle.
There he is. Hey, Randy.
On a painting. Please subscribe. Click on the bell down below so you can make sure that you get all the.
This is going terribly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's get rid of Randy.
Nick Randy.
I was not ready for this
Keep
at all.
going, buddy.
Randy, you appear to be underwater. What is Randy working on? Do we know?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I actually think I do know, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Wait, is that the surprise that you teased at the beginning?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with our company. I just don't know what kind of relationship Randy has with other people in the world who may or may not take in our content.
Oh. Well, now I'm really interested.
You shouldn't be.
Well, guys, we gave away an air fryer tonight. Shouts to W Drummond 17. on Instagram for this fish tacos.
It's an instant pot air fryer, right?
Instant Pot Air Fryer, Corel Brands. He will be receiving the same air fryer that Dave, Dylan, and Will have. And guess what? We have more to give away. So see you next week. Send me your dinners.
All right, fun guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.